award.
Carrara, another nail-biter for the second week in a row, the Bears winning in the dying minutes of the match. Today, it came down to a kick after the siren by Footscray full forward Simon Beasley. He missed, and for the first time, the Bears had won 3 games straight.
The only goals scored at Carrara in the opening quarter were in the first minute and the last minute. Footscray's Simon Beasley got the initial one. That kept the Dogs ahead nearly all the term, despite the Bears' constant control of the ball. Brad Hardy, in particular, was everywhere. When Captain Walsh scored the second goal on the siren, the Bears had a 4-point lead. That became a 2-point deficit early in the second. Again, Beasley, the man in the middle of things. In what had become a fine example of tight, tough football, the Dogs crept ahead by 13 points at the major change. With Kennedy soundly holding capper, Coach Knights had instructed his players to start using their own initiative up forward. Scott McIver was the first to take heed. Using that approach, the Bears piled on 6 mostly spectacular goals in the third quarter to turn 15 points clear. But the Dogs pulled back again and were 4 points up with a minute to go. Then this. So the Bears by 2 points now, and the siren sounded, but the ball was in Simon Beasley's possession. He'd kicked 7 goals from 7 kicks, but with the partisan crowd going berserk, he couldn't keep his record perfect. A point, the Bears by a point.
What a finish, and after the nail-biter, Mick Nolan caught up with a delighted former Bulldog, Brad Hardy.
3 wins in a row, the first time that the Bears have done it in history.
Yes, that's right, and I think it's a tribute to the boys, never say die attitude. I suppose when you're 3 points down and the ball's in the opposition forward line, it takes a lot to get it out and get it down the other end to score, and full marks to them because they did that last week and this week, and mate, just wish we could play 4 quarters of football, that's all.
Do you think you can go on from here?
Oh, I think so, mate. I don't think there's much difference between. I think Carlton and Hawthorn are still the sides to beat, but I think, 3rd to 14th are only a goal between them, so there's never any easy games, mate, that's for sure.
And at a rather wet MCG, North Melbourne produced a fantastic second half to completely overwhelm a hapless Richmond. North small men were the architects of the victory, and after half-time, the Roos booted 16 goals compared to the Tigers' pathetic 2.
Richmond, looking to get off the bottom of the ladder, started well in wet conditions. Waitman showing his class in finding full forward Hogg. The Tigers built up a 19-point lead late in the first quarter, Michael Mitchell unselfishly setting up another goal for Hogg. But as they did last week against the Eagles, North fought back, and Clarkson's goal narrowed the margin to 6 points at quarter time.
And it's a goal to North.
In the second quarter, clever wet weather football by Jonas set up a goal for Arsiri, and again there was a kick in it.
And has put it through.
But just before half-time, the Tigers broke away again, a mighty kick by Tony Free, and Poole capitalised for a 16-point lead, much to the delight of Kevin Bartlett.
Picks it up and fires, and he's put it through for another one to the Tigers.
But the smile was wiped off his face in the third quarter when North played great team football to swing the game.
Series accurate, races in, North Melbourne are in front, whatever happens.
The skills of Phil Cracker in evidence as North kicked 7 goals to 1 for the quarter to seal the match.
Bryce, a beautiful hand pass to McDonald and another one.
And now let's take a look at the VFL ladder after the completion of the 7th round. And on top we find Melbourne, followed by the West Coast Eagles, Carlton, Collingwood and Hawthorn making up the 5. Those last 4 teams all on 20 points. 1 game away on 16, Geelong and Essendon. And the Brisbane Bears, you can see by virtue of their win today at Carrara, moving up to 12 points and only 2 games outside the 5, followed by Fitzroy, the Sydney Swans, St Kilda